Welcome to my documentary, where I will briefly explain a topic I am passionate about and that I believe can really benefit people. In short, I will be speaking to you about the importance of a proper financial education and the benefits it could potentially bring to everyone's life. Financial literacy should be part of everyone's goal, and it is a topic that sadly is not taught in the majority of public schools. Considering that the US is facing some serious financial problems, such as an increasingly unaffordable higher education bill, which brings in more debt, increasing prices in healthcare, increasing prices in rent. Our Social Security may be going bankrupt by the year 2035, according to many predictions, and the average millennial being worth $8,000 net. You'd think that the Department of Education is keeping its education standards up with the demands of the 21st century, but instead, they leave that work to you, the individual. Fortunately, financial literacy doesn't have much magic to it. These are simple concepts that require basic algebra at most to understand. Some fundamental concepts to financial literacy are accounting, which means recording personal financial transactions and analyzing them, budgeting, which means creating financial plans with personal goals in mind and then executing them. Lastly, is investing, probably the most important because it takes the most dedication to execute. Essentially, it is allocating your financial resources into a commodity, business, or entity with the expectation to gain a net profit. Understanding these three fundamental concepts is crucial to effectively make smart financial decisions. There are people out there that dedicate their entire career to some of these concepts, but it only takes a minuscule amount of effort to understand them enough to implement them into your daily life. Setting that aside, there is a president that I find very interesting, Calvin Coolidge, the 30th American president that purposefully did nothing throughout his presidential term which positively impacted the country because of the stability the businesses felt under his administration. Anyway, he has a quote that I feel can connect to my overall main idea, in which he states, "The strength of the nation depends upon the character of the people." I think similarly, the economic strength of our country is only as good as the financial strength of its citizens. And here are some concerning statistics that might enlighten you to the tragedy of our country's current/recent financial state. 2 in 3 families lack an emergency fund. 78% of adults live paycheck to paycheck. 60% of adults had credit card debt in the past year. The average college debt among student loan borrowers in America is $32,000. 43% of American families spend more than they earn each year. And in a 2004 national survey of financial knowledge, high school seniors recorded an average of 52%, a failing grade. All of these statistics conclude that the US is in a serious financial crisis. The government can increase its spending on financial supportive administrations, such as SNAP, which issues food stamps, all it wants. But unless the younger generation is being taught how to manage money effectively, these programs will only act as a band aid on a mortal flesh wound. Additionally, Hispanic and Black populations are at a statistical disadvantage compared to their white and Asian counterparts. According to an FINRA study, it reported that Asian and white Americans were able to correctly answer 3.2 out of 6 questions meant to assess basic financial literacy, while Hispanic Americans were able to answer 2.6 and Black Americans 2.3. Both scores are below the national average. Moreover, impoverished neighborhoods tend to also score less on any kind of financial literacy test, which makes sense. Impoverished neighborhoods don't have the same resources to their schools and libraries. I believe that a lot of this could be fixed if the educational department implements financial education classes as a requirement to graduate. Here in Colorado, the Department of Education does not require financial literacy for graduation, but it quote unquote strongly encourages local district school boards to adopt PFL, meaning personal financial literacy, as part of district curriculum and graduation requirements. Therefore, we get results such as these. About only 25% of districts include personal finance in their approved graduation requirements here in Colorado. I want to end this short video on a positive note. I think that in an ocean of bad news, it is hard for us to focus on the good aspects of our financial state. However, with internet and technology being readily accessible to the general public, it gives us access to an infinite archive of information on finance. Learning finance can be as easy as searching up your financial questions on YouTube or Google. You don't need to read volumes of mathematical theorems to understand the negative results of not saving for your retirement. So, I want to encourage all of you watching this video to meet your needs. In the description, I link some very helpful resources that help me learn the basics in personal finance. Thank you.